The Perseids are always kind of a classic, fairly active meteor shower. Some of the others might peak at only 10 or 20 shooting stars per hour. So that's a much longer wait between actual events. I think given the cloud cover, you might want to go for the weather, probably earlier might be better, but for hopefully the moon will be set later at night, so kind of pre-dawn might also be a good time to try. And again, as long as the cloud cover is partial, you might be able to see through the gaps in the clouds and see some things. It's going to be like 1 a minute at the peak, which is supposed to be tonight. So, you might get lucky. It's hard to tell, but it's worth looking. You want to basically just look with your eyes, lean back, or someplace where you have a big view of the sky. Laying out in the field's fun, or any kind of deck chair you have that leans back so you have some nice head support and can just look up. Just be able to take in a lot of sky at once, because they could happen anywhere, right? It's like, say, 1 streak a minute or so would be a good shower, and that 1 streak could be anywhere, and they will kind of be emanating from the Perseus constellation. So. The Perseid meteor shower is from residual debris from the Swift-Tuttle comet that's orbiting our sun, and so it leaves behind a big debris field, and our orbit on Earth passes through this every year, and so we get a nice shower around this time of year every year associated with it, and happens to have a decent amount of debris, and that's why it's a particularly good one. I mean, the other thing to think about with meteor showers in general is that whenever we talk about the date that it peaks, it's often a much broader event, right? The actual increase in shooting stars starts much further ahead of the peak and usually will end, trail down as you go further away from the peak. So often plus or minus a week or so is a good time to be on the lookout. If the weather happens to be better at other times, you do have an increased chance of seeing shooting stars at those times.
So even tomorrow night, people could still go
Maybe.
out and look if it's better?
That's right, yeah. And in the next couple of days, it's probably worth keeping an eye out.